What is up, everyone? Welcome to Metalcore Nerds Live. Today is brought to you by Fuck the Cops, Fuck Donald Trump, Fuck Racism, probably White Claw, even though I'm straight edge. I'm sure they will be drinking White Claw. And the group chat. My name is Sean Motts. I am a graphic designer, booking agent, I guess, still, who knows. And I host this podcast where I talk about nerd shit. And I'm here today with my friends Joel and Daniel.
Hello.
He's Daniel. I'm Joel. What's going on, everybody?
If you don't know, Dan is also a booking agent. He does PR for Unique Leader, and he is now a professional gamer.
Professional gamer.
Joel is an amateur gamer still, but that's okay. But he is an artist manager.
I'm amateur at everything. I don't know what you mean.
That's fine, dude. So today you can donate at streamlabs.com/metalcore-nerds. Everything that's donated today is going to go straight to Color of Change. So if you do that, that would be fucking awesome. We hosted a listening party last week, and we raised over $400 for the Bail Project, which was super fucking sick. So thanks to everyone that was involved with that. That was very, very awesome. And today we're just going to talk about some nerd news. And it's funny because Dan doesn't know as much about comic book stuff as Joel and I, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Dan laughing at how sick I'm sick, dude. I love it.
I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So,
I know you
obviously, if anyone's listening to the podcast, it's a little bit different than this. I kind of cover the news by myself very quickly, and then I bring on a guest and we talk about a certain topic. So I'm very excited to elaborate on news topic, especially because a ton of big news items have come out in the past couple of weeks. So we'll start off with
some huge items.
Huge
Sean.
nerd news.
Not big. Huge. Like the size
It's huge.
It's like if you compared you to me, brother. You know what I mean? Like
huge. So
huge.
Michael Keaton is reportedly to return as Bruce Wayne in the new Flash movie. So here's what we know about the Flash movie so far. It's been moved about 1 billion times. The director has also changed about 1 billion times. Andy Muschietti is now directing, who he did It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and those movies are fucking sick, so I'm excited to see him move into the comic book world and see what he can do with this movie. And this movie is supposed to be based on the Flashpoint comic book, which is where Barry Allen goes back in time, saves his mom. If you don't know Barry Allen, his mom dies at a very young age. It affects him and everything, so...
And that's literally why he's the Flash. But that's not the point.
So he goes back in time, saves his mom, fucks up the timeline. All of the multiverse is crashing into one. So all this crazy fucking shit happens. Instead of Bruce being alive, he dies. His parents live on. His dad becomes Batman. His mom becomes the Joker. But his dad is the crazy fucking angry Batman that fucking kills people. And so... And there's also rumors of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who also played Thomas Wayne in that little scene in BVS. He might come back as Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint. There's a ton of rumors about this movie, and a lot of them, especially the Michael Keaton news, is the biggest.
Wait, who played it in the scene from BVS? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm only. That's right.
Yeah. Who's obviously Negan.
On that. I'm sorry.
He played Negan in Walking Dead.
No. I barely remember that.
It's very short, and we've seen the Batman's parents dying. You don't. That movie sucks. But it's not that great. But so, what do you guys think of this? I mean, I was born in '90, so I grew up on those two Batman and the animated series. So Michael Keaton was kind of my first Batman, other than Kevin Conroy's voice. So.
We got a new book here. Why don't you tell Dan which Batman which two movies?
So he was in the '89 Batman and Batman Returns, which I think was '91. Tim Burton's Batman movies. So
Batman Returns. Batman Returns. My hands are in the air.
Huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the OG Batman movies, the first Batman movies after the Adam West TV show and everything. So it's like he was the first Batman on cinema, which is hilarious because even back then, it's the running thing of everyone judging who gets cast as Batman. They're like, that person can't be a Batman, and then they end up being an awesome Batman. So, correct. What do you guys think about this? I guess we can go with Dan first because I know Joel's going to go on a fucking tangent. So,
I think it's awesome. Joel?
It depends on what Batman we're getting. You know what I mean? Like Michael Keaton is sick. I thought he was great Batman. He is a pretty damn good Bruce Wayne. I mean, he's not fucking George Clooney or anything like that. But
get the fuck out of here.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, he's no Batman.
I'm just pissed you off, Sean. Sorry. I think if we get I get all the scissors jumbled. Like you're more of a DC person than I am, but I think it's Batman Beyond, right? Is when he's like the old broken Batman.
Yes.
Batman. Like if he's that Batman, it's kind of like like the figurehead. Like anybody watches Titans on the DC universe, which is probably going to get canceled. You know what I mean? In Titan, you see Bruce Wayne as old man Bruce, but you never see him as Batman. And he's like the figurehead. Like he comes in and he swoops in and he gives advice. He puts fucking he helps birth Nightwing, helps him get his head on straight when he's dealing with all this darkness from fighting. Who's Raven's dad? Trigon. So if we get that kind of figurehead, like Michael Keaton, like the wise old, like don't make mistakes. Batman. I think he'll be like fucking perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope it leads to a Batman Beyond type situation. I kind of hope in the Flashpoint movie, because it's kind of been rumored that he's going to be almost like a Nick Fury kind of presence in the DCEU, where he's going to appear in different movies and everything. So I kind of hope he comes back and he's almost like a Batman Returns or the Dark Knight Returns kind of Batman, where he's old and Batman's been gone for years and years, and he comes back and he tries to do it and can't, and it eventually leads into a Batman Beyond like movie or TV show or something. That would be fucking sick. But, I mean, Michael Keaton. I think that'll be a great return to film for him. Like I love it. I'll admit, I didn't really watch the Batman the animated series. That was the one I just like. I don't know what I was doing at that time in my life. I wasn't watching cartoons. You know what I mean? Like unfortunately, I need to go. It's one of those series like on my list of shit I should go back and watch. Yeah, it's on the DC Universe app. The whole fucking thing.
No, I know. Well, that's only a couple, right? That one didn't last.
I watched it when it happened, but I started rewatching it.
I was probably still watching reruns of X-Men. I don't know if you two young whippersnappers know what that show is, but
X-Men is. I know what X-Men
is. Dude, everyone's watching X-Men.
You're younger than you. Sean's the young. Well, Sean's not that young. He's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, I'm familiar with the story. I'm familiar with the story, and then Sean, you and I both watched the Arrow extended Arrowverse show. You know what I mean? And so like every time there's rumors of what the crossover was going to be. I go and I educate myself on Batman comics that I might not have ever read. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and like you said with the Arrowverse, obviously we saw Crisis on Infinite Earths, which they already established the multiverse because Supergirl lived on a different world than The Flash and Arrow and everything.
And Black
Lightning lived on a separate world too, and he came in through that. So because he was in its own world, and then finally with Crisis he got brought into the fold with everyone. But they showed that because obviously DC, they have like 20,000 fucking worlds going on right now. They had the DC Universe shows. They had the DCEU, which is kind of a thing and not really a thing. And then they had movies like Joker, which is an Elseworlds kind of thing, not related to anything. And then they have the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson coming out that's not related to anything. And then they had the CW.
So far.
You know, yeah, they're still filming it, so who the fuck knows? But
hopefully he just gets fired, and that'd be great. But that'd be
dude,
great.
That's gonna be the best Batman movie. I will put money on it. Not even kidding. It's gonna be great. But that's besides the fact. I'm trying to talk about the Arrowverse, Joel.
When you're wrong, I'm gonna pay for Cameo to get you a video from Michael Keaton saying
the best Batman,
and then flipping. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Anyway, in Crisis on Infinite Earths, Ezra Miller's Flash met Grant Gustin's Flash, which is the first time the DC movies and the DC TV, especially Arrowverse, ever acknowledged each other, which was huge. And they kept it under wraps, which is insane because in today's day and age, nothing is a fucking secret, ever. So
seriously.
And obviously they had the DC Universe shows with little cameos in there as well. They had Lucifer, which is the Netflix show, make a cameo. Constantine, which is he's now with Legends of Tomorrow, but they created, hey, the whole multiverse is everything is included. They're like nothing is off. Like people could make in the Flashpoint movie, Grant Gustin could make a cameo. Like Stephen Amell could maybe make a cameo. Who the fuck knows? You know, they could get anyone, and it would all make sense for what they set up in Crisis. So who knows? And the thing is crazy is because obviously Marvel has started the multiverse a little, but this is even bigger than what Marvel's doing because it crosses so many genres. Marvel kind of cleans slate, and any show that wasn't connected to the MCU, they're like, yeah, you're out. It's not happening anymore. We're making our own shows, and we're going to connect them. But now DC's like, hey, everyone can be in their own lane, and it's still technically connected. And obviously the Michael Keaton news makes the 89 Batman and Batman Returns technically canon to the DCEU, which is nuts.
I agree. Hold on, Sean.
Joel's getting great echo.
Apparently, I have echo somehow. I'm not quite sure how that's possible.
And we're back, and I think everything's fixed, and I am a fucking idiot. Audio listeners are going to have the delight of not dealing with, 40 minutes of nonsense and us being stupid, and me just needing to turn down one thing.
Welcome back to Metalcore Nerds Live. For those of you that didn't listen to the first 45 minutes,
you're lucky.
We're here live with Sean Mott and Dan DeFonce and me.
Rosie.
It's your boy, Joel Haston.
Rosie is also here.
Joel Cupcake, it's your boy. You know what I mean? And Rosie is also present. And you know what I mean? We're back. We talked about Michael Keaton being Batman, which is badass. We have a new corporate sponsor for this episode called Bash and Skull 17. He's the boy. Look him up online. So we have raised about $30 so far. I appreciate it. We sound wonderful. Sean Mott is the man, and I'm hijacking his show because I think he's a little nervous and embarrassed right now.
Hey, I got
so
I got.
You know what I mean? Right? It's all good. It's all
I
good.
know we talked about Michael Keaton as Batman. All right.
It's all good.
And now, what I think might happen is that we might end up getting sort of a into the Batverse type thing that ends up happening. All right. So.
Like how they did the Into the Spider-Verse thing?
Here are all of the Batman that could be included in this, because there's a lot. So obviously, there's Michael Keaton, who's probably returning. There's Ben Affleck, who played Batman in the recent DC movies. There's Ian Glenn, who we talked about from Titans. He's kind of... We saw him... It wasn't him in the suit, but we saw Batman in the suit in Season 1 of Titans.
Dude, he's an awesome Bruce Wayne, by the way, might I add. I thoroughly love him as old Bruce.
He is very, very great. Obviously, there's Kevin Conroy, who played a live-action Batman for the first time in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but he is famously the voice of Batman. I see Dan is very interested in what we're talking about. And then, obviously, there's Robert Pattinson coming up as playing the new Batman. There's Christian Bale, who played the best Batman. There's no argument, I'm sorry. And then maybe we could even get Bat Nipples and get George Clooney in the mix. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I would love some Clooney, dude. Never a dull moment when he's around.
Well, yeah, because he's always excited because there's nipples. You know,
dude. I mean, he's
Josh,
just. I'm just a big. I'm just a big Clooney fan. Sorry, dude.
I mean, I like Clooney. The movies.
I like Clooney.
I mean, Batman Forever is one of the best comedies ever made. Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Wow.
Yeah, I know. We perfected this non-echoing audio. We are geniuses. No,
Josh is the genius.
He looked at one thing and goes,
Josh on
"Hey,
Twitch.
I know what's up. You guys are dumb." He didn't say you're dumb, but I'm saying I'm dumb. That's fine. But moving on to different news, still in DC, they just showed, obviously, back last month, Zack Snyder announced that they're releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League on HBO Max next year. So for people who don't know, Justice League was originally released. It was started by Zack Snyder, he started the Zack Snyderverse. He did Man of Steel, then BVS, and then Justice League. But he had an unfortunate event in his family, so he had to step away from the film. And Josh Whedon, who did the Avengers and a million fucking other things, he did the second Avengers as well. He came back in and finished the movie, and it was...
And I think you mean he sabotaged
I think the studio sabotaged the movie, not he sabotaged the movie. He probably tried to do his best job as he could, and what are you going to do with a movie that was pretty much filmed, and then they go, hey, we don't like this, can you just redo it? And then you got the hodgepodge of what we got with Justice League, which was not good. It was, so the beginning of Justice League was awesome. Steppenwolf coming in and leveling Themyscira was sick. That's when I was like, wow, this could be really cool. And then after that, it just kind of fell apart. But from what Zack Snyder has said, we've only seen maybe 25% of footage that was going to be included in his vision, which is crazy. So it's supposed to be a completely different movie. They're saying it's supposed to be 3.5 hours long, so they might turn it into a limited series where it's in parts. And there was characters cut out, storylines cut out, a ton of stuff. So what do are you guys excited for this? I know, Dan, I know you watch this stuff. I just know you're not into it as we are. So
no, I do watch. I'm not like yeah.
Did you watch you watch the other Justice League that came out a few years ago?
Pretty positive.
You don't remember it?
I'm more into I don't know. I love my comedy movies and the very serious movies, drama. But I do. It's funny when me and Orlando lived together. Even before even when we didn't even live together, me and him would go to the movies and go see all of those movies.
Yeah,
because he's really into them, and I enjoy them a lot. One of those things. I don't always remember everything.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I think they fucking rule, and I love playing. Those games too.
Yeah. From the outside looking in on that movie, Sean, if I was just Joe Blow that didn't know anything, you know what I mean? It's confusing because it's Steppenwolf, ominous foreboding, all this nonsense and bullshit, and then it's he just terraforms the planet and Superman comes back to life.
Nope.
It doesn't make any sense. So whoever at Warner Brothers even approved that final Whedon cut is you can't even. That's not a complete story. It doesn't I didn't want to watch a part 2 based on that ending. Like you said, the movie started strong. The way he assembles the team, the way Batfleck is still mysterious and brooding, but then all of a sudden halfway through the movie or a third of the way through the movie, he's I can't do this alone. Oh. It's dude, what happened to the mysterious Batfleck that we had in Batman versus Superman? I was the first person that was I love Ben Affleck, but he shouldn't be Batman. And you know what? He was great. I'm old Bruce Wayne. I need help. I can't do this anymore. I'm old Bruce Wayne. I shouldn't trust Superman because would you trust a god? You know what I mean? I get it. He nailed it. Even when he's doing that weird, is he going to hit on Wonder Woman? Type, where he's kind of stalking her and they're interacting at the ball. You know what I mean? And then it's oh no, he knows she's Wonder Woman. He figured it the fuck out. You know what I mean? He played all detective, a little glimpse of Detective Batman well, but then it's but then as Batman, he could have been better. You know what I mean? I'm still a big believer in what is it, that whole scene in the warehouse where there's like guns and all that shit going off. Like, I wish it had been a little bit more. Yeah, I wish there was a little less of that, but I get it because he's like old Batman, where he's like, it doesn't work. Peaceful.
I mean, Batman's never peaceful. He just doesn't kill people.
Because Bane doesn't give me the trigger. Sorry, I had to. All right, I'm done. But dude, I mean, I'm jazzed. So like, Dan, basically, it's going from that movie we saw that half is like CGI bullshit to like the whole movie should have been 2 parts. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you finally get like the one person that can defeat Superman is being introduced. You know what I mean? He terrorizes all of Earth. I mean, like, it really shows the whole.
Superman's dead in the beginning of this movie, so someone did defeat Superman already.
Yeah, and he sent that thing that defeated. Doomsday isn't a creature of its own design.
Luthor in the movie created it. He's a clone of Superman. You know?
Listen, brother.
Doomsday is the herald.
Steppenwolf is the herald.
I'm just saying. Well, Steppenwolf is the herald, but Doomsday plays if Snyder is doing true to one of the many different storylines, I think there's going to be more backstory where, like, they gave Luthor some of the DNA. Something's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So, and then obviously I was just talking about the Synder Cut because a lot of news has come since they announced it. But the first teaser, it was just 30 seconds. It's Lex Luthor talking. You don't see him, but it's Wonder Woman looking at like almost like a hieroglyph painting, and it's of Darkseid. And then they show a shot of Darkseid in this crazy, like, fucking apocalyptic, like, the tone of just that 30 seconds is completely different than anything you see in Justice League.
I
agree. It's like, yo, this dude is here to fuck everything up.
Yeah, well, and it's funny, like, going back to what I said about, like, the terraforming, obviously the images behind Apocalypse are either of his world, or it's him arriving on Earth and having decimated one of, they have the 3 reactor things that drill into the core, like, no, because remember they have like did you watch Justice League Dark Apocalypse War or whatever it was that just came out? He has those 3 things that dig into the planet that suck the life out, but they also can be used for terraforming. Like, it's a different story per se, but I think it's I think that's what's going on in the background is those things are changing the Earth. Because I guarantee you, Snyder probably watched Whedon's version and it's like, that's what you thought terraforming the Earth was, a bunch of CGI red rubies flying all over the place. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be dark and demented. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm stoked. I mean, Zack Snyder is obviously very famous for having very dark movies. So, I mean, he made fucking Watchmen. So,
And who watches The Watchmen? Sorry, I had to. I'm done.
My favorite.
Here we go.
I need to rewatch that.
Never
really
watched it.
I think you would like incredible. It, Dan. It's like dark and like the twists are good. Yeah.
I'm learning. See, I'm gonna get more into this shit. Don't worry, I'm becoming a nerd. Oh, I just looked it up.
There's a TV show.
Is it on?
A movie. The movie is based on a comic book. The TV show we'll talk about later, actually. So.
Okay.
Which I have watched on weekend. That Dan can just go away while we're talking about that.
That's fine. I gotta pee.
Well, not yet. We have a few more things.
All right, keep going. I can hold it.
The next story, I think that's pretty much it on that. I mean, obviously we're excited. Dan will probably watch it and then forget about it the next day. He's old, so it's just normal, honestly. He doesn't know what he had for breakfast. It's fine.
I don't know. What did I? Drink a White Claw.
Sorry, you made me laugh.
I eat the same thing for breakfast.
That's what that weird noise that came out of my mouth was.
So if anyone's new to the stream who's came in, or if you're the same people who have been watching since we had problems with the audio, well, thanks for sticking with us until we got that figured out. But if you're new, we're taking donations, and all of it is getting donated to Color of Change. So we've raised about $40 so far. So Joel just put the link in the chat. So if you can, And even if you want to put in some money and leave a comment saying, hey, talk about this, we will do that. You can join the conversation, you can ask a question, and we will talk about whatever if you donate. So if you want to, cool. If not, it's only going to be $40, but whatever, it's $40. So I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, it's $40 that we didn't have to give them earlier.
True. So the next story, this happened last week, but Tenet, Christopher Nolan's next huge movie, was set to come out on July 17th. It got pushed back to July 31st. So, but on July 17th now, instead, they're showing Inception back in theaters for its 10-year anniversary. So there's...
Which I am
I love
jazzed about.
Yeah, of course. Joel's always jazzed. So...
Oh, Sean, that link doesn't work for the donate for somebody.
Yeah. It just worked for me.
Yeah.
On it right now.
Should be fine. But...
Just go streamlabs.com/metalcore nerds.
Type in, see if it works. But so there's a tinfoil hat theory going around. Obviously, none of Nolan's original movies have ever connected. Obviously, the Batman trilogy is different. It was an original movie, so that he took a comic book and made it a movie, and it was a trilogy. But so a lot of people are saying, oh, they're showing Inception. I mean, obviously it's his 10-year anniversary. It could be a coincidence, whatever. Obviously, they're trying to do stuff to get people back in theaters. Obviously, people are, it's kind of weird to go to theaters and everything with the pandemic going on, but whatever, But obviously, they've been showing old movies like Empire Strikes Back, Jurassic Park, stuff like that to try to get people to go back to theaters. Obviously, it's limited capacity. You have to wear a mask. Well, some you have to wear a mask. I don't fucking know. But you should wear a fucking mask if you're inside. Whatever. So...
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, also this episode is brought to you by Wear a Fucking Mask. Don't be an idiot. But... So everyone's saying, oh, what if they have... Even if it's like a little cameo or an Easter egg linking the Tenet world to the Inception world, it could be similar to what M. Night Shyamalan did with Unbreakable, and then Split came out, which obviously no one ever thought that those two would link together, but then the cameo of Bruce Willis at the end goes, oh shit, it's in the same universe, and then we got Glass, which was the ending of the trilogy together.
I haven't watched Split or Glass. I'm actually really behind on that.
Split is fucking awesome, and Glass is pretty much an M. Night Shyamalan comic book movie. It's his own original thing, but it has a very comic book movie feel. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really good.
I haven't watched that. Fucking kids.
Oh yeah,
when that
it
movie came out, right? I need to go back and rewatch that. Like last time I had a conversation with somebody, when this happens, I was like.
I actually watched it.
So
if I watched it when I was a kid, I definitely didn't remember it. So after I saw Split, I watched Unbreakable.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Split is awesome. James McAvoy his performance in both movies is unreal.
I think he's a very underrated actor because he just gets pigeonholed because of what he does. I think, but that dude, I think he's incredible.
He's fucking amazing.
But anyways, Inception, I don't really see that's too much for me, man. That movie linking with Tenet, dude.
I mean, maybe one deals with not really time, but who knows? Who knows? It could happen. I don't fucking know. What if Leo ended up showed up at the end or something? That'd be fucking nuts.
Leo's the one who saves him.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, it could be a crazy tinfoil hat theory. It easily could be a coincidence that they're showing Inception because it is the 10-year anniversary, and usually on anniversaries they bring movies back to theaters anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, and it is, it's Christopher Nolan, so he probably was like, well, if we have to push it back, I still want to make some money.
Yeah, because I know he has a deal where he gets money per ticket sold or something. He has a crazy deal. Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, yeah. I'm sure
He gets paid bank off these fucking movies, man.
Wow.
I'm sure he does.
Insane.
I don't know.
Did they take a merch rate?
Does he take a merch rate? Yeah, he takes a director rate,
Jesus.
Oh, up to $60. Hell yeah.
I'm excited about Tenet. I've seen the trailers. I don't know anything about it.
I have no idea other than
the trailers. But I love. I don't know his name. The black guy in that movie. That actor. I love him, dude. He's in Ballers.
Son. Yes.
Is that who that is? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So he's in
Yep,
Ballers
yep.
with The Rock. He's friends with our future president.
Yeah, dude. I think it's David
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, I think it's
Washington.
But yeah, he's friends with The Rock. So he's in Ballers,
Yep.
like The Rock's HBO series.
Oh, yep.
And David Washington.
I knew David was in it.
Sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Denzel's.
Yeah. So like,
Wow, I had no idea.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
was
he's
Denzel's
also
comedy.
in-
I thought that was.
We just
I know.
watched Black Klansman, that
That's
Spike
fun.
Lee movie that won an Oscar, and he was in that. Him and Adam
Yeah.
Driver starring.
I have
He's
not
great.
seen
It's
that.
really,
I have
really
not
good.
seen
Yeah.
that yet.
He's amazing in that movie too.
Yeah, I'm sure Trina will want to watch that. With
Yeah,
us.
it was a cool
Watch that
one.
one too.
Dan, have you seen the
Oh
trailers
yeah, I did watch that.
for Tenet or
I
anything?
watched.
Have you seen the trailers for Tenet?
For what? Tenet?
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Let's do a live,
No,
live
let's do a
reaction.
live trailer reaction. From
Live
now.
reaction.
I'm ready.
Tenet new trailer.
Look at me. I'm glued to the fucking screen, Dan. Watching you.
You're like fish-eyed. It's hilarious.
Watching the Tenet trailer.
Are you watching it right now?
Man, this sounds
It's a
badass.
Christopher Nolan movie, dude. Come on.
Yeah, that too. But if you're Denzel Washington's son, you're
He
just
is badass. He's awesome.
I mean,
That's
there's.
badass. Denzel's like literally one of my favorite actors.
He's a good actor too. Like the stuff I've seen him in.
Yeah. This looks awesome.
Did you see Inception?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
love
Yeah, I
Inception.
mean, I know nothing about Tenet other than it deals with time going backwards for some reason, and he's kind of like a time cop, sort of. Christopher Nolan doesn't like to reveal shit about his movies, which I love. So I just want to watch it.
I like that too.
Can't wait to see what the fuck it's about.
Well, I think it's more of a like. I don't think he travels. I think it's more like he
What's up?
sees it before it happens.
Everything's
I
happening
think-
in like reverse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure at the end it's going to be a twist where it's like,
There is going
psych,
to be
this
a
was
twist.
reality at all. Yeah. Or he
Yeah,
wakes
it's like
up.
in reverse when he
He
shoots.
wakes
the
up
gun.
and he's Leonardo DiCaprio at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Love it.
shit. Should I go get my tinfoil hat from the bedroom for you right now?
You should.
Should I get my tinfoil? Go make one. Yo, Trina, go make him one.
I'm actually surprised.
Tell Trina to make one.
I have
I'm
a headset
surprised your
on.
apartment isn't just wrapped in tinfoil. To be honest, at this point.
You can't see my windows.
Like the windows are wrapped in
I
tinfoil.
gotta block out the government pigeons from spying on
Yeah,
me.
I know.
what I
Everyone's
mean?
back out. They changed the batteries and the birds, and yeah.
Oh, by the way, we have a theory. Putting on my tinfoil hat right now. It's not pigeons. It's fucking squirrels. Dude. We have this loop by the apartment we walk our puppy on every day. You know what I mean? And every time we walk by this same spot, it's like it walks alongside the backside of an elementary school, right, or a high school, something like that. And outside one of the back loading doors, there's like a railing, you know, for like handicapped people. And at the top of this stairwell, there's this squirrel in the same spot that
Always?
stands in the same way and makes the same noise and like antagonizes Bowie every single time we walk her there. And you know what? Trina and I have been saying that squirrel's just posted up to get its batteries changed. And that's why it's making fucking noises
Yes, I
at
love
us.
that. I love the battery changed, like theory. That's my favorite.
Movie looks so. Yeah. See that?
Dan's
Yeah.
still watching the trailer.
Hell yeah, dude. That
I
sucked
told
me
you.
in. That was good.
I sent you guys an outline
Yeah,
to prepare for this.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you know.
Sean, after my you know how many drinks I had in the sound debacle
Oh, yeah,
downtime,
that's
dude?
fair.
Like, what outline?
That
In
was
color?
that was a good hour of fucking stupid nonsense.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good hour of cerveza, dude. That's what it was a good hour
name
of.
drop. So, next topic. Obviously, there's been a ton of video game announcements. You guys are pro video gamers now, on the Twitch, and I just.
Oh yeah.
Just Dan.
Yeah.
I'm amateur.
You're getting there, dude. All right, you're getting there. But obviously, I play video games that have a story. That's my thing. I've been playing Fortnite on Switch that I'm very terrible at, so I won't even want to try Call of Duty. I feel like I'd be even worse.
There's no story there, so don't worry about that.
I can play as Deadpool, so that's sick. That's cool for me.
That's fair.
But so obviously
true.
there's a ton of new games came out. Dan and I are both playing Last of Us 2 right now, which is fucking sick. And if any of you nerds out there say it's bad, you just don't like storytelling, that's fine. That's fine.
Cheers.
Did you follow my friend Brandon from IGN that I told you to follow, Sean? He tweeted something this morning that there's like a legitimate petition to change the ending to The Last of Us 2.
I don't know the ending, so...
No, I don't know the ending either,
friend,
obviously.
My friend D-Wright, he finished it. He said it was amazing.
Liam from
D-Wright
said it was better than the first one.
Apparently, there's a lot of people complaining.
Yeah, I think it's already better
That's
than the
so
first
sick.
one.
IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
I mean...
A lot of like video game websites
Yeah,
give it
I know.
a 10 out of 10.
Which, like, literally, that, like, does not
Yeah,
happen.
no.
That,
No.
like,
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. And I think a lot of people are butthurt because
Yeah.
I can't say someone dies, all right, and they're just butthurt about that. But it's like you knew it was gonna come. You knew it was gonna happen. I knew that.
I didn't think it was gonna happen when
Still
it
was shocked and sad.
I don't even
Okay,
play the
I didn't
game.
think it was gonna
I don't
happen when
play-
it was gonna happen. You're right.
I don't play the game, so from the outside looking in, you
Yeah.
know, it's like
I wish
obvious.
Xbox had the game.
So hold on, let me
you could.
just like let's just freestyle for
let's
like
go.
5 minutes right here.
Have a
All right.
freestyle.
I don't have a PlayStation. Played the
Yes,
first
Josh,
one.
it is amazing.
Obviously, it's a fucking like some post-apocalyptic nonsense. Who knows what happened? Who cares? You know what I mean? The old man finds the girl. It renews his chance to live and survive. He protects her. Blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. Okay, fast forward. Last of Us 2. Boom. The game cover only has the fucking chick on it. Hello, the old man obviously fucking.
Dude, come
You
on!
have to like agree with me. No, I do. I don't
I
know.
mean,
I'm literally spitballing.
Joel's not wrong.
I'm literally spitballing. Sean, I
Literally
don't
gave
know.
it away.
But like anybody that's played like any of like the decent dark single player video games that have come out over the span of I don't know fucking time understands that like sometimes marketing
It's just
is
her
a
on it.
very simple clue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had
and
to go
all the
Google
gameplay
real quick
footage?
just to make sure. But it is just her on the fucking
Yeah,
cover,
it's-
dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her in the
And like
promotion.
literally all the
And
well
that's
all
what's her, him, it's
Well,
Joel
Sean.
and her.
Sean.
Or-
To be
yeah.
fair, in the promotion, you're right. It's not just her, but it's just her on the cover. And anytime I see just gameplay footage from the game, it's you playing her, and she's obviously angry about something. Gee, what could she be angry about? The world's already fucking ended.
Yeah,
Now,
but
you know what
the
I mean?
trailers kind of
Right.
misled you in a way. So this might obviously we kind of spoil something in the beginning if anyone's playing Last of Us 2 or hasn't played it, but I'm not going to directly say it. But in the trailers, it made it seem like it did make it seem like it was she was the focus, but it kind of made like something happened and she went on her own.
Yeah.
And the way
Okay,
the game
fair.
starts, I
Okay,
was
fair.
like, oh, it's obvious what's going to happen. And what I thought was obvious that was going to happen did not happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, I wish that didn't happen. But I knew it was. I already knew it was going to happen. I
Yeah.
had that feeling
but
Fair.
this
Fair.
time.
I can,
yeah, obviously
But
Last of Us 2
anyway.
is now. I
Go
wanted to
ahead.
talk about
Go
new
ahead.
games you guys are stoked for that are coming out. So, Dan, gamer extraordinaire,
Oh,
what are you stoked about that's coming out? Dude, you're a pro gamer.
Gamers.
It's fine.
Cyberpunk 2077.
oh, dude.
Period.
Did you watch the video from today yet, Dan?
I watched like 15 minutes of it.
I did
haven't
not
watched
get
more.
to watch it yet. I'm watching it after
Oh.
we're done with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is going to
I
be
haven't
game.
watched
I
the
am,
news trailer
like-
for it.
Oh, dude. Well, they did a gameplay through.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
not like a
basically.
full gameplay, but like yeah. But you watch, so you know what's what it's about and everything, and it's
Yeah.
fucking great. But only, like I said, I watched like 15, 20 minutes. But from
Well,
just
I mean,
the first like 3 minutes, I was sold on it.
You know the storyline is good if when Keanu Reeves
Hell
agrees to
yeah.
be a fucking
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I
Reeves,
know.
man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
And,
that's
like-
just the
and,
most
like-
badass thing ever.
You know, so I've been a big fan. Like I've always tried to buy those games where they say like your
Oh.
choices affect the storyline.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
that's what this is.
yeah, the technology in
Yeah.
those games has been progressing more and more, and
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's supposed to be like the biggest one of all. You know what I mean? Like, let's go back pretty far. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out for a couple of years now. You know what I mean? You could end that game for 3 different ways. Okay, I thought that was cool. You know what I mean? There's been games, some of the Star Wars games have had it. Even some of the MMOs have tried to like tweak it, or like, you know, I used to play a Star Wars game where you could be on the light side or the dark side, and what side you were on, you know, you had different answers depending on which character you were logged into. You know what I mean? But like Cyberpunk, it's like the whole thing really revolves around the choices you make.
Yeah,
you know, I just finished playing. Dan, I don't know if it's an Xbox exclusive or not, so you could check it out. It's called The Other Worlds.
I think it's
The Outer
everything,
Worlds.
because they just
The
released
Outer
it
Worlds?
on Switch too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Sean, you can even check that out. It's cool. It's like a space game.
My friend Jimmy played it.
You're set in the colony.
It is on. Yeah, it is on PS4.
Yeah, so basically, you get woken up. You get woken up on this ship, and the Earth colonized a bunch of places. Right when the Earth dies, and the people that control the galaxy that you're in, or like the section of planets that you're in, they never woke your ship up and said you got lost because you're a bunch of like scientists and politicians. Like you're the people that's supposed to lead, basically save humankind, right?
Yeah.
And the corporations say your ship got lost and then you never got woken up. So like when you get woken up, and then it's like, okay, do I want to fight with or for? Do I want to be rich? Do I want to help the people? But then every planet you go to, there's multiple storyline choices that affect the end of the game. It's fun, dude, and like you get companions.
I'm watching a trailer right now on it.
Yeah, like
hey, man, might as well get some.
No, you're right. Yeah, dude, it's fun. So like I'm
looks
almost
great.
done with that. I'm almost done with that. I'm at like the very end. Yeah, I'm like the last like 30% of the game. Well, like I played it and then like Call of Duty came out. So
yeah, Call of Duty just took my time.
Yeah. So
I'm
like
myself away from it.
you would like this game because it's cool, Dan. Like you can play where you focus on any type of weapon you want, or you have 2 companions with you. You can build up your companions so that the group fighting is tight. But then you have, I think it's 7 different companions to choose from, and all of them have their own side quests and storylines as well.
That's cool.
So it's cool. Yeah, it's like so I feel like, and I had a lot of fun with that. So I know a game like Cyberpunk where you're just gonna have a shit ton more choices. Yeah. It's gonna be bad at those graphics look insane. And coming out on the 2 new platforms is gonna be awesome.
What is it coming out on?
Coming out on all the platforms.
Oh, it is.
I believe they said it's gonna be able to be ported to the PS5 and this Xbox Project X. Man, I'm a lifelong Xbox fan, but their fucking naming of their I'm over it, dude.
It doesn't.
Well, it was like when it was in development and it was a secret. It was.
It is coming out on Xbox.
Yeah, I was like, it was called the Xbox Project Scorpio, and I was like, that's a badass name for a game console. But then they were like, oh, now that it's ready, it's the Xbox Series X. Okay, tight, dude. Whatever.
Xbox Series
not that PlayStation can do any better. PlayStation 5.
It just makes sense.
That's the way to do it, bro. It makes sense.
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but that doesn't get me excited. It just reminds me how fucking old I am. Holy shit, there's been 5 of these things?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
But anyways, that I just re-downloaded. I'm going to play all the Halo games, the storylines again, Sean, because... Well, yeah, so they just released a teaser, actually literally yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? And then at the end of, or next month, they're doing like an Xbox conference that's supposed to like actually show you Series X in action. Yeah, Halo Infinite, yeah. So I'm excited about that coming forward. I stopped playing Halo after 3. I'm one of those stubborn video game players that believes you have a good storyline, you have a good developer, and it ends, you shouldn't support it. So, like, you know, the first 3 Halos were made by Bungie. Sorry, the first 4, technically. And then they departed from that, and it switched to a new studio, so I never played anything from the new studio. But the story's intriguing, all this stuff. Halo Infinite looks insane. So I'm going to be playing through all that. And then just I'm ready. I'm excited for that coming out.
Yeah, I'd get Halo. I'd play Halo.
Anybody that's ever played video games with me, Dan can attest to this. I love shit that explodes. I love. I'm like the guy that. Yeah, I'm like the dudes that I use rockets and grenades, and like when I play Apex Legends, I sacrifice my ammo slots for more throwables that blow up. You know what I mean? It's like that's how I play all my games. They're dropping a new game next. I think it's next month. It's literally just called Rocket Arena, and it's like it's teams of 3v3, and everything you do, like every move your character uses, is just some sort of rocket. That's it. Period. Like whether you're flying on them, shooting them, whatever, dude. Like if it's a bunch of small little cluster rockets, if it's one big rocket, that's all every character does, and I am fucking pumped, Sean Mott.
Feels like demolition guy.
But I'm sorry. I'm on an episode of Sean Mott Show. I am jazzed, dude.
He's jazzed.
I am fucking jazzed.
Okay. I'm gonna take a pee break.
All right. So
keep it going.
I have to. All right. Well, I'll hold it for you throughout the show, Sean. Out of respect.
Thank you.
It's you're welcome. My bladder respects. Just know that. So.
Is there any other games you're stoked for?
What about you, Sean?
Because I know the ones I'm stoked for that Dan's gonna probably want to talk about. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Well, obviously there's that new fucking Star Wars game where it's teams of 5. Yeah, dude, Squadrons. Like, so there used to be a game for computer called X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. That was back in the day. You and I were probably like 5. No, I'm kidding. We were probably like 12. Like, there wasn't much to it, but you were either a Rebel pilot or a TIE Fighter pilot, and you just blew up other ships. That's what the game was. Basic graphics, really steep learning curve because it was like a flight, up until the last 5 years, there hasn't been balanced flight sims. You know what I mean? It all takes high skill level. That's coming out, and I cannot wait for that. Something that literally just got announced, kind of like in secret. They're doing Crash Bandicoot 4, which is actually going to be on all the platforms as well. And I'm fucking dude, that was like my shit when I was a kid. I'm like so pumped about that.
Dude, I bought the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, the condensed remaster for Switch, and they made the game harder, like a lot harder. So it sucks to play.
Oh yeah,
it's frustrating, but you're like, I just want to fucking beat it, but you can't beat it. It sucks. It's so hard.
Dude, I was literally talking to so one of the guys that was in the chat earlier. I don't know if Andrew is still watching. Sigma Caldera. He plays drums for Fallujah. He's been doing Crash Bandicoot playthroughs on his Twitch, and he's like, oh yeah, look what he's like. Oh, I learned this. This is how you beat that part. And I would literally be raging in his Twitch channel. That took me 4 months when I was fucking level.
I just stopped playing them because I'm I'm not that good at video games to fucking play this. I'm done.
Well, it's like a platformer, but then it's you have to be spot on. The controls were specific but clunky. But then they did the one where you're running from the boulder and you're running towards the camera. Dude, how is that fun?
Dude, yeah, those ones always stress. Those ones always stress
camera angle
the most.
Yeah, exactly. And then hold on, there was one other thing I was real excited about. Let me find it. I have it on my fucking notes here. 1 second.
Yeah, Dan, I waited to go through mine because I figured you'd want to talk about the ones I'm going to bring up.
Yeah. There's also the Avengers game. I'm dumb excited about. We can talk about that together. You know what I mean? They keep improving Apex Legends. They're actually offering crossplay in the
releasing
fall.
it for
I know.
It's going to be the first time
I just downloaded it.
It's the first time a game is cross-played. Or wait, is Fortnite available for multiplayer on the Switch? Do you remember, Sean?
Yes.
Okay, so besides Fortnite, it's going to be the only game that's available on all the platforms. The Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and computer. As of right now, Fortnite is the only title that is available across all of them.
For some reason, I didn't know if it was, but every time it has icons next to your name and stuff. A Switch will have the Switch logo and stuff like that.
Yes. Yep, I am very excited. When was that Xbox content? Oh, obviously they're making a fucking They're making Skate 4 for those of you people that care about that. I don't give a shit about that, but that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remix master, dude.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
You literally
look at
me. If you're watching the video version of this, if you're not excited about that, you didn't have a fucking childhood.
Childhood sucked.
Yeah. That's it. Period. Just like you're done.
I cannot wait for Tony Hawk that and Cyberpunk. 100%.
Oh yeah.
Those two.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
even Halo. I'm pretty stoked for that. I haven't played Halo since the first Xbox. I had the first Xbox. And I think there's Halo 1.
Most of them were remastered for PC. You can just look up the Master Chief Collection, and it's like you can just play through all the storylines.
I should do that for them. Because when does the new one come out? Fall. Do they have a date? Maybe not.
They just keep. I'm sorry. It's gonna be Christmas time because it's Halo is the release title for the new Xbox,
yes,
of course.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what I had was Tony Hawk, which we just touched on, and then Avengers, which you brought up, which they obviously released that new trailer and the gameplay through, and the story of that looks so cool. I know when it first got announced, people were like dogging on it, and they're like, "Oh, they look so stupid. They don't look like the movies." And it's like, what? Like, you can't, to get the likeness of the people from the movies would be so insanely expensive. So I get why they look different, and it's like comics. Like, the cartoons look different. The comics look different. The movie looks different, and it's
that's also not like that's a studio that nobody expected to get that contract.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, what is it, Crystal Dynamics, whatever the shit it is? Like, I don't think that's like I think you would expect a title like Avengers would go to like Bungie or directly to 343 or fucking or Insomniac or like EA. Like you would think one of the big couple companies would get it. EA's been like everything they've been doing lately is either perfect or terrible. So it could go. It really could go either way. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But dude, and I like that they added that the game's going to be growing. So they've admitted that they're adding more heroes and more missions and more places to play. So sick. You know what I mean?
That is cool.
And then there's the fucking combos and you can finish shit. I mean, dude, I'm just going to play Thor the whole time, so it doesn't really matter. But you know what I mean? But it's built well. Like you said, a new storyline. I'm giving Marvel and Crystal Dynamics mad props for the character being Kamala, which is Miss Marvel for those of you that don't know. And it's not only is she young, she's a female, and she, I believe, is Middle Eastern in descent technically. The fact that she's carrying this video game series when she's a hero that she doesn't get a lot of attention. Let's just be honest.
Well, she's getting a new Disney Plus show, so this is almost the catalyst to build the hype train. And she's a fairly new character, to be honest, in the grand scheme of Marvel, too.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I'm about awesome. It. That's what I'm saying. It's cool.
Dude.
Dan, did you watch that trailer we sent you the other day?
I don't think I did.
So basically.
Oh, I did actually.
So basically what happens is they call it A-Day. And pretty much the Avengers are fighting. Well, who are they fighting?
It's supposed to be a celebration for the Avengers. It's it's almost like the Independence Day, like 4th of July, but it's for the Avengers because they saved the world for us so many times. So it's like a big celebration. And then from the first trailer, it was Taskmaster, and he attacks them, and it's this huge, crazy attack, and that's how the game starts, I think. And shit gets blown up around the West Coast, and it ends up that Captain America dies in the battle. So
what they think. So what I gathered is that he's locked in. He's in the ship and he crashes the ship into San Francisco and it blows up the city.
Yeah.
And Taskmaster made it look like the Avengers did it. So all of a sudden everybody hates the Avengers.
And then years later, so this is how Kamala Khan, her intro in the comics happens. So it has to be similar in the game too. So this stuff called Terrigen crystals, like a Terrigen mist, gets released on the Earth, and it turns people some people have it in them in their genes. It's almost like X-Men, but it's not. It's kind of fucking confusing. So if you're exposed to this mist, some people get powers from it and some people don't. So it's just huge. It's almost like a pandemic from this mist happens. It's kind of funny how that kind of ties in or whatever.
Oh,
So all these people are getting fucking powers across the world, and this company AIM, who was introduced in the MCU, it's obviously a big part in the comics, but it's been introduced very lightly in the MCU, and it seems like it's going to resurface in the Black Widow movie. We'll have to wait till November to see if that happens, but it kind of happens, and then the leader of AIM eventually turns into MODOK, which is like a pretty old, very old MCU villain who hasn't been touched yet in the MCU, but usually they test this kind of stuff to prep. They even do it in the comics. They test it to see if people like it, and then boom, they'll put it in the movie, stuff like that. So even the villains are kind of like not well-known villains to the popular world, but that's what they've been doing. Like Iron Man was never a huge character in the comics. He was always a part of the Avengers, but he wasn't one of the big guys. It was always Spider-Man or the X-Men or Captain America.
Spider-Man,
So it's like they've been doing this for over a decade, making characters who weren't that popular the most popular heroes ever. So it's cool that they're obviously the main Avengers are in the game that people already know. You can play as Iron Man, you can play as Black Widow, you can play as Hulk, you can play as Thor, and obviously it's cool you can play as Ms. Marvel and everything. And even the villains, they have like the Thinker, and they have MODOK and Taskmaster, which Taskmaster is obviously going to be introduced in the Black Widow movie. So it's cool that they're taking kind of like a bunch of the characters that aren't well known already and be like, yo, we're putting them in a fucking video game, and we're just gonna fucking do it. I'm super stoked to see how that is. Yeah,
that should be awesome.
Well, I'm stoked because they put stuff in there for like the casual gamer. And for super nerds, where like if you collect enough collectibles, say you read like, I read, the strain of Iron Man in 1989 to 1992, and I want this specific armor. They have those. they have options to collect all the armor. So there's like multiple skins for all the characters. Stuff like there's even a story arc where Hulk tries to heal himself and he makes himself worse, and he gets like scales and like shit coming off of him, like little horns.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's like, and that you can even that I noticed that Hulk's they're my favorite story arc for Hulk, Planet Hulk. There's one in there of him wearing the fucking armor from Planet Hulk. You know what I mean? So like that'll obviously be my default loadout when I play Thor. I'm sorry, Hulk.
That is
Sorry, I got the beard on. Sorry, dude.
And like you're saying about the skin changing, that they did that in the Spider-Man game, which obviously you haven't played because you're on a PlayStation, but you could literally pick, and they even added later you could add the same Raimi suit, but they pretty much had any suit you could think of, and you could play on it. It was fucking sick. And my last game I wanted to talk about is Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is going to be one of the games they announced for the release of the PS5. And it's kind of confusing to what they said. At first, it was like, oh, it's a full game. And then they were like, oh, no, it's just like a DLC. And then they came out again and said, it's not like a full game. It's not a sequel to the first one, but it's just kind of a movie in the same world. So either way,
it's a continuation, right?
Yeah, because spoilers for Spider-Man 1, it doesn't really kill anything in the storyline, but in the storyline, Miles gets bit, and in the downloaded content, the extra DLC for Spider-Man, he keeps having conversations with him about him training him. So that's not a big spoiler to the plot point of Spider-Man at all. But so it was already set up that he was going to become the new Spider-Man or another Spider-Man. And I just thought like, oh, maybe you'll get to play him in the second one when the second one comes out. But like, oh, nope, boom, here's a Miles Morales game. So it seems like it's at least going to be most of a game. And I'm fucking stoked. Like, obviously, Miles he's been a staple in Marvel for forever, but he became popular when Into the Spider-Verse came out. And he's obviously the lead of that movie. And now everyone loves fucking Miles Morales, which is awesome because Miles is fucking sick. So I'm super stoked to play that fucking game and see what the storyline in that is about. And also the Avengers world is the same world as Spider-Man, from what I've been told. Even though they're not made by the same like developer, it's like the same world. But they're on the West Coast or whatever for this, and maybe Spider-Man will show up in that fucking game. I don't fucking know. Probably not, but maybe.
I would assume. I mean, I would assume we'll get like Spider-Man, Ant-Man.
Dude, I like that, man.
Hell yeah. Dan Draven.
Ain't gonna lie. Damn.
I love him, man. Paul Rudd's amazing. He's
Love
the
that
hero. He's the unsung hero.
Dude, I think dude, he really is, and like I love that. That's the one movie they haven't officially announced anything for Ant-Man 3, and I'm like, dude, like, Paul Rudd doesn't give a flying rat's ass. He probably is the one, or if they were like, hey, we're going to cut your budget in half, he'd probably be like, yeah, whatever, I have fun doing this.
Yeah, I mean,
what I mean?
They announced
I feel
it's
like
happening.
He's the one actor that
they have a writer
give
attached and everything, and I think Peyton Reed is coming back to direct. He did the first two. And I think one of the...
Yeah.
Maybe one of the... No, I think that was a different thing, but that might have been... I know a Marvel property has one of the writers from Rick and Morty attached to it, and I don't remember if it was Ant-Man. It could be Ant-Man and another one.
Cool. Oh, really?
But...
I saw a really fresh rumor this morning, actually, I was going to text you about, but I figured we could just talk about it on the show, Sean, and that the reason why they're keeping Ant-Man under wraps is because whatever they're doing next, basically, like, because of something with the quantum time travel, like, basically they're introducing the Young Avengers. So, like, Scott's going to pop out of the quantum realm, and the Avengers are gone, and the Young Avengers are there, or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of rumors swirling around.
Young Avengers for a while now, mostly because obviously the Avengers aren't even really a thing right now. Obviously, there's people that could form a new Avengers team, but the Avengers team we knew is broken up. So Black Widow's dead, Iron Man's dead. Cap lives in a fucking different universe and is old, so it's like the OG Avengers team is not the same. So, and Shield is dismantled, but it seems like Sword is a thing now, which they haven't really announced, but they hinted at in Spider-Man Far From Home in the after credit scene. So, but the Young Avengers, they're obviously setting it up.
What was that again? Sword? What was the after credit scene?
They showed that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were actually Skrulls the whole time, and then Nick Fury was up in that ship. Sword is basically just Space Shield. It's just Shield for the fucking universe.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But obviously, his daughter Cassie Lang is older now, which sets her up to be Stature, who is part of the Young Avengers. And then they've already announced that there's going to be a Hawkeye Disney Plus show, which is setting up Kate Bishop, which is also a part of the Young Avengers. And
then they're alluding. They show you the rescue armor, which is like, Pepper Potts could be a new older Iron Man leader, and then obviously the daughter playing with the helmet. I don't think she will either, but obviously like the daughter was playing with the armor and showing an interest, so they like alluded to the a young Ironheart. What is it, Ironheart in the comics? Even though she's not related to Tony in the comics.
It ends up becoming like an MIT student who was inspired, which they could do that because he donated to fund all of everyone's projects at MIT in Civil War, so it could lead to that maybe. But I think Iron Lad, I've talked about this before, but Iron Lad is going to be the new Iron Man-ish type person for the Young Avengers. He is... Okay,
who's that? I don't know anything about that.
Crazy. So Iron Lad is a descendant of Reed Richards from the future, and he comes back. And he has like futuristic type Iron Man armor. But he ends up becoming Kang the Conqueror in the future. And there's another like kind of entity becomes in the middle, and King the Conqueror is pretty much like a time god, and there's been heavy rumors that King the Conqueror is going to be involved in the Loki series, and it kind of makes sense that he's going to be a reoccurring big bad in the next phase, or even longer than the next phase, because
that was the other main Fantastic Four villain besides Doom.
He kind of goes through a bunch of different stuff, but yeah, definitely for Fantastic Four too. And he's basically just like a dude that messes with time travel and everything, which makes sense now because Endgame fucked up everything. So it would make sense that he would come in.
So my question for you, with Fantastic Four coming into play and all this, I feel like they're taking emphasis off the next big team up movie because we're still getting Adam Warlock. You know what I mean? So are we getting a resurgence of the Infinity Stones, or is that just going to be a story where Thor has to help the Guardians defeat Adam Warlock?
You know what I mean? But here's the thing: the next big team up movie is Doctor Strange. That's the next big team up movie. Obviously, it's called the Multiverse of Madness. Like shit is going to be like it. it doesn't have to be like a huge like Avengers level team up movie, but there's definitely going to be a crazy cast of people from the future, like new people, old people, maybe people we don't even fucking expect. Like that's going to be the next movie. But I definitely can see that happening too, what you said. But it's hard to tell. Also, I've almost forgot about this. For the Young Avengers 2, the WandaVision show teased Wiccan and Speed in it, like her having children in it. So those would probably end up being a part of they're part of the Young Avengers in the comics. So I would imagine they'd be a part of the team too. But I could definitely see them either doing a Disney Plus show of the Young Avengers or them introducing it in Ant-Man 3, like you said. Like
I know we need to move on. I know we need to move on, but the one thing I'm very mad about is that I really feel like the MCU has dropped the ball on introducing Nova. And if Nova does not come in the next Captain Marvel film, I'm going to be very upset.
I mean, he might show up in Guardians 3, maybe. I mean, now that Xandar is completely destroyed, it would make sense for him to come into play now. And it's kind of hard to say drop the ball with the MCU, because once you say they drop the ball, they do something that makes you...
That's true.
You're like, oh, I never... Like, I wanted that, but and then they give you everything you wanted, and they give you everything you didn't.
Well, I mean, if you look at the parallels, you know what I mean. Like, the only two parallels to Superman really in the MCU are Nova or Sentry, and they're not going to do Sentry. That's too crackpot.
I mean, Captain Marvel is kind of similar.
I mean, yes and no. She doesn't really have a weakness, though.
I mean, she got decked with the Power Stone. Yeah,
it's true. Fair. But anyways, all right. I know we could go off on a whole other episode about that. What's next, Sean? What's next?
Okay, so I wanted to close the show in. Obviously, the Black Lives Matter movement came. It's been a thing for a long time. Maybe a lot of us, including myself, weren't as educated on it as they should be, and a lot of us are doing the work to get educated on it, which I think is awesome and very important to do.
We all should be doing.
I completely agree. So I wanted to end the show in each of us are going to give 3 recommendations that will, even though they're entertainment in a way, they're maybe dramatized versions of what happened, they are still something that you can learn from it. And some of this stuff I learned from it and didn't even realize I was learning from it. I was like, oh, I really wanted to watch that show, or I really wanted to see that movie, and I learned from it. So, Dan, what's your 3? And feel free to give a little bit of a description to kind of give the people the gist of what happened. Like, you know, give them like a trailer in audio form. You know?
I'm terrible at explaining things.
That's fine, man. That's
fine. I really like Django Unchained.
Quentin Tarantino.
That was a very good movie. Yeah, I mean, Quentin Tarantino's the man. Jamie Foxx, you know, he's an amazing actor in my opinion.
He is amazing.
But that, you know, I think that's a great movie for everyone to watch, and you know. And what else? Oh, I really liked. I had it pulled up because I'm terrible at remembering names of everything I watched. I loved John Q.
Hell yeah.
I've not watched that yet. I need to.
I've never seen John Q.
Denzel, baby.
Oh my god, bro! And I just love Denzel Washington. I think
Denzel's fucking awesome.
Period. He's literally my top 5 actors, probably my number 1, to be honest with you.
Damn, all right.
Wow.
He's up there. He's definitely, I don't know, any movie I see with Denzel Washington, like if I've never seen it, I will literally click on it and watch it. You know.
That's true. That's a fair point.
I'm trying to think of a third. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but
dude, it's like every streaming service has a Black Lives Matter.
I know, but for like a yeah, I know it does. Well, does it? Does Netflix?
Yeah, dude, they have a Black Lives Matter collection.
I guess.
Yeah, they have a whole playlist.
Yeah, literally every streaming service has it.
Amazon is doing it. Yeah, like we have a Fire Stick. We have a Fire Stick. That's what we use to watch TV. And even they have one too on Amazon.
Hulu does.
On Netflix. Then that's because we've been just like me and my girlfriend just literally rewatched How to Get Away with Murder and all this shit. So
okay.
Just I haven't even been exploring Netflix. I just go there, click watch, continue.
Fair.
And then I guess I don't know, like the one movie I've always loved was with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, Bad Boys.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's amazing. Yeah,
Dude,
I saw
it's
it.
so good.
So I think I'm pretty positive we saw it.
We ride together. We die together.
We saw it when it came out.
Life.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
I
choking
did
on my
too.
water.
I went and saw it by myself.
Oh yeah, where was Sam?
She
didn't want
didn't want to see it, and I was like, I want to go see it.
Dude, Bad Boys is like one of the best movies.
That is like if we had like a series that we watch as a couple, that it's Bad Boys for Trina and I. And honestly, dude,
it's so
I've
good.
never seen a movie series where it's like we're gonna wait 10 years to make another one. Bad Boys 3 is the best movie in the series. Straight up. I don't
easily.
Yeah, easily.
It shocked me because I was like, it's going to be it's going to be a fun movie with action and comedy, and then I watched it and I was like, I did not expect it to be that good. It was fucking.
I will say the last 20 minutes of Bad Boys 2 is better. Like the Hummer, the action on the beach, all that ridiculous over the top, like Martin Lawrence.
They went insane. Yeah.
But Bad Boys 3 overall is like the best, dude. The humor, dude. Martin Lawrence, I haven't seen him in anything like that in a while. Yeah. He fucking has it, dude.
I don't think I've seen Martin Lawrence in something in so long.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like him and Will Smith, I was worried about their chemistry. It's perfect. Like, I'm a huge fanboy for the Big Willie style. As you guys know, the Willennium, we're living in it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what was that Martin Lawrence show back in the day? I used to watch it, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Was it Martin? I used to watch it when I was younger. I watched the entire thing. What was it? Oh, it was just Martin. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Martin, yeah. I watched it all. I used to love watching that show when I was younger.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, I love him.
But okay, well, here, Sean, it's your show, so I'll let you wrap. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go next.
Yeah.
So my three titles. The first is 13th. If no one's watched that's listening or listening to this or watching us now, like I didn't know a lot of that stuff, and like I grew up and I was very. The last time I was into politics until now was the Clinton administration. And I didn't realize all the shit that happened. Yeah, sorry. When I started touring and doing all that stuff, I used to be this person that didn't vote, that didn't care because
I was the same way, dude.
Yeah, we all were. Like but I was like in it hard, dude. Like I didn't. So, but like, dude, like the corruption in the police system and like, it's like funny because a lot of people. I see a lot of people arguing with the whole, well, the police were just made to basically monitor black people. And everybody's like, oh, like they're freed slaves. And people are like, that's not true. And I'm like, dude, you can look it up. And that's like very accessible information. That's not that stuff. That's not a piece of information you have to dig. That's like a piece of information where it was like, the cops were founded to keep the peace when segregation happened. That's literally like, that's what they were like.
Literally what it was,
But 13th is like the amount of people in the prison system.
Everyone should just watch
free labor, like the way it reflects slavery now, how the government does it behind our back, and like with the facade of keeping the white populace safe. Like it really opens your fucking eyes. Like that's my one. My number two. This is reaching because it doesn't have anything to do with the Black Lives Matter movement, unfortunately. But I don't care. Watch the Jeffrey Epstein. 4-series documentary.
I watched one episode and I was like, oh.
Yeah, if anything, that will teach you to not trust our government. And like UCC, the shit that happens to white victims, and you can only imagine the type of obliviousness that black victims get in the same regard. You know what I mean? Like, and it also, not trying to piss off any of Sean's listeners out there, but it also shows like the bullshit of like the people that Trump have elected to his cabinet as well. You know what I mean? So it shows that as well. So I think it's very eye-opening as far as to like the upper echelon of how things really work in America. How like I never thought, other than a few of the bills that Clinton passed, I never thought Bill was like a bad person or a political figure. Him and Hillary, he speaks on good stuff. He gets paid. He doesn't even get paid like he goes and speaks for 2 hours and gets paid like $2,500 to $6,500. You know what I mean? Like there are people we know that charge more than that for a 2-hour seminar. You know what I mean? Like he's still reasonable with like what. So but then like I see that movie and I saw that that series is a whole different fucking light. Anyways, my final thing is it is on Netflix, or no, I'm sorry, it is on YouTube. It's a skit from Dave Chappelle. It's not even a skit. It's called 846.
Yes. That's very, very good.
If you don't understand what is going on in America, just shut the fuck up and watch that YouTube video. That is it. Like,
pretty much.
He is fucking. He is still Dave Chappelle funny. He's to the point, and I really love that he goes back to the issue, not the issue, but the subject more than once of like, this is why I'm not saying anything, because like it don't matter if I say something because the streets are talking, and shut the fuck up and listen to the streets.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And like that's it. Like he is so fucking real. Like,
it's always been.
You know, I went to my first. Like I've never been involved in something like that. We went to a protest a few weeks ago, and it was like powerful. It literally fucking moved me.
Yeah. Like
being there and experiencing it, and then like hearing the shit Dave Chappelle was saying, I was just like, people. I don't understand how people don't understand. Like,
that blows my mind.
I don't know, man.
Okay, so those were my like I could go on, but just watch that Dave Chappelle skit. Honestly, that should have been my number one. To be perfectly honest. Like it's more powerful than some of this other shit I've seen.
Yeah, it's good.
Watch Dave Chappelle skit, and then watch John Bodega from Star Wars. Like watch his like fucking speech with the megaphone at the London rally. Those two things. If you don't get it after that, just fucking stick your head up your own asshole. Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like
pretty much. I can agree with that.
All right, Sean.
All right, so
seal the deal, Sean. Finish
here's
up.
my three. So number one, HBO's Watchmen. So this show taught me what the Tulsa Massacre was. I had no idea what it was, and it's crazy. Like, this show taught me stuff that I didn't even know was happening or even happened. You know, they don't teach you this shit in school. So,
not to cut you off. Same. I did not. I knew nothing about that until I watched Watchmen. At your recommendation, actually.
Yes. So they should start the show off with this, and it's crazy because like all the podcast listeners are like, oh yeah, this is on the Tulsa Massacre, blah blah blah. Like, you know, if you don't know what this is, like definitely look it up, research more into it. And it starts off with that, and yeah, we're at 66. Woo. Yeah, thanks for everyone for sticking around through all the technical difficulties and watching and donating. It's not a lot, but I'll at least make it. I'll at least make it to $100 and donate it. So it's it's still something for sure. So thanks for everyone for doing that. But HBO's Watchmen. So the show deals with police brutality. The KKK is involved. Racism. It even has like black people get reparations in the show. It's so crazy. So it's a lot of stuff that's happening that it's the center of what's happening right now, but it's wrapped up in a comic book, themed show. It starts off as like a HBO drama, then gets real wacky Watchmen like, because it's a sequel to the comic book. So it's years after what the events that happened in the comic book, but there's some flashbacks and everything. But that's the first one I recommend. Definitely watch that. It's only a limited series. They're never going to do anything else with it unless it happens years from now. But David Lindelof, who created it, said there's no plans for a season 2. Even if he said there was going to be a season 2, he's like, I kind of hope someone else takes an idea for it, and I'm sure they would involve him in some way, shape, or form anyway. But go watch that. You don't even need to watch the movie or read the comic book to understand anything. You can just watch it. You just have a deeper appreciation if you have done those things. So my number 2, it's this movie actually Sam and I watched way over a year ago. It's called The Hate U Give. You can watch it on Hulu right now, and it's basically about it's fucking amazing. It's this black girl who's in high school, and she actually goes to a private school. Her dad was like involved in like gang, or I don't remember if it was like drug dealing, some sort of like, like he made his way through being a kid, like doing illegal shit because obviously the system fucks with people of color, and they have to do fucked up shit to even make ends meet and survive. So he found a way to make everything legitimate, and he wanted to give his daughter the life he didn't have. So it's weird. It kind of like deals with how she almost has 2 lives. She almost has her like quote unquote white life and their quote unquote black life, because obviously she lives in it's not like a bad neighborhood, but it's like still like she like on the weekend she'll go
middle class.
She'll go hang out with like her black friends, but at school she's like the only black girl to school. Or
is she like a private school?
Yeah, she goes to a private school. So it almost like has, and then it ends up she gets involved with seeing police brutality happen in front of her. I don't want to spoil what happens to it, but it's a very good movie. Yeah, honestly, some of the stuff parallels on what's going on right now 1,000% So it's very it can make you, if you don't quite understand why people are angry about what's going on, watch that and hopefully you'll understand more from that. And then my last one, it's When They See Us. It's actually by Ava DuVernay, who did 13th as well. It's a limited series on Netflix right now, and it's based on, again, this is another thing I learned about that I had no idea about. They were called the Central Park Five. It's these 5 kids. They were children, not even of age.
Definitely watch that.
Yeah, and pretty much they get caught. They went to go to the park with their friends. They get caught up in this rape and assault on this jogger, and the cops make them confess to it even though they didn't do anything. They manipulate these children, and they end up going to jail. And it's like just the story of them. And it also shows, and this is completely fucking true, it shows how Trump was racist even in 1989. So, and they touch on that a little bit too.
Oh yeah,
so, and that's completely real. It's based on a true story. Some of everything in there might be a little dramatized, but the stuff with Trump is completely accurate. It 100% fucking happened.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's on my list. I really want to. Trina and I really want to watch that.
Watch the Trump documentary on Netflix in 2018.
Oh boy,
watch that.
Oh, I'm
not
even
through it all yet.
I haven't even cracked that can.
I feel like that will just make me so angry.
My god, dude. Watching Jeffrey Epstein one made me one episode. I wanted to
I felt like
losing
I mean,
my head.
I've already felt embarrassed to be an American in the last couple of years. But like watching the Epstein thing, I'm like, there is no like.
You watched it?
It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I watched it. I plowed through it in a night, dude.
Damn.
Like one episode, I was like, I can't watch anymore.
Yeah, we watched like one episode and we haven't gone back to it yet.
Mad. It's hard.
All right.
But yeah,
but anyway.
I mean,
that's everything. Thank you guys for joining me on this, and
thanks for everyone.
Wait, Sean, I got it.
Dealing with whatever. Okay, Joel's gonna highlight the show again. Great.
I got it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into the first episode of Metalcore Nerds Live with your host, Sean Mott. Special guest, your boy, Joel Cupcake, and that fucking asshole laughing at me over there, Dan DeFonce. We appreciate all of you being here. We raised some money for Color of Change.
Yes.
Everybody that didn't, that's listening to this in audio format, you can always send Sean a donation post factor.
Just donate
or you
it
can
straight.
Donate towards the
Just
show.
donate it straight.
Or just go to Color of Change and
just
donate.
Go straight. You can support
$2,
Sean's
whatever
podcast, Metalcore Nerds. Check that out. Sean's going to be doing more episodes live on Twitch. Peep that. The three of us have a listening party we do every other Wednesday where we check out new, unsigned bands that don't get an opportunity or a shot anywhere else because we want to give back to our motherfucking community and we love it. Dan is a full-time Twitch streamer. I have my own podcast and vlog as well that you can check out. I'm sure Sean retweets us and reposts us all the time. Peep that. We all appreciate your time checking the episode today out. There was those of you on the stream, we had a lot of technical difficulties. Sorry about that. We hate it.
Next time
it'll be flawless.
Thank you to Josh Wolf from the band Rise from Your Grave for helping us out with that.
On Twitch.
Sean, on behalf of JoelFonce, thanks for having us on the show. Dan doesn't even need to speak. It's fine. I got it.
I did a good amount of speaking.
Yeah, he did.
Thanks for letting me drink some. I feel like this is what we do anyways, but we just filmed it. But thanks for letting me drink some beers and talk to the two of you. I love it. Fine. You know what I mean?
It's a good time.
Everybody tuning in, thanks for the donations. And this has been another fucking amazing episode of Metalcore Nerds.
Yes.